Hello, everyone. Just a new streamer with us today, Carl, down below. And of course, we've got Dion and our legendary friend. It's mirrored, isn't it? So I'm trying to point at Erik.
There's hosts. There's Erik. There's Carl. Somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think we know this by now, but we don't.
Yeah. How is everyone?
Good.
Knackered. My one of my kids has decided that 4 a.m. is the new time to get up in the morning.
Oh. How old are they?
Well, one's 10 and one's nearly 2.
Oh, yeah. When they're 2. Yeah.
Terrible twos.
Yeah.
Terrible 2s.
I don't have any kids, but my niece had the terrible twos.
I got a 6-year-old, and it's just like...
She's 4 and she's still terrible. Right. Hello. Oh, we got Destin. Hello, Oya. How's it going, Jackie? Hello, Jackie. Jack, is it starting? Yes. Technical issues. Who else have we got? Hello. Cinema Monologues is here. Long time no chat, my friend. Congratulations on your 1K subscribers, by the way. I don't know if you get anything for that, but you got a round of applause. So that's more than anything, I would say. How's everybody's Halloween preparations going then?
Yeah, not bad.
All right, London.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just
every other night I get a helicopter flying
around
here. I'm not joking. That's because it's Hackney.
Good old London.
But I think it's because we live opposite a cemetery, and there's been more than groups of 6 or something, people hanging out there smoking a bit of crack.
Well, I moved to Cornwall from Manchester about 20 years ago, and it took me about a good few years to get used to how quiet it is and laid back. And
Cornwall's lovely.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Cornwall.
Yeah, good place to bring up your kids.
Yeah, Manchester's in like total lockdown now, so
yeah.
Got to give it to Andy Burnham. He really stuck up for everyone there.
Did his best, didn't he?
Yeah.
The North never forgets. Just remember that.
King of the North.
King of the North. God, how random. What's the Halloween watch has been like for everyone?
I've been watching more adulty one. When I said like
adult. No,
I mean adults in the evening. During the day, I've been watching kids ones like Beetlejuice and Hocus Pocus with my daughter. Well, she wants to watch Hocus Pocus tomorrow. Yeah.
Do you see the reunion thing they did like the other day for like Bette Midler did like a charity thing?
No.
It was just like a reunion thing. But apparently they want to make a second one now, right?
Yeah.
Even though technically it's not a good film, but it's still entertaining enough.
I've never seen it.
Have you not? What?
No, I know. I must be like one of the only people because I didn't know how big it was till when the steelbook of it came out, and everyone's getting it. Oh my god, it's Hocus Pocus on steelbook. I was like, is it really that good? I never knew anything about it. It's a Disney film.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I started watching on the Disney Channel with one of my little ones. It's only got about half an hour in, but it looks all right actually. I've never seen it.
Very 90s,
yeah.
I think. I know Eric's a fan.
I haven't seen it in so long, I barely remember it. I'd have to watch it again to have an assessment.
It's all right. It's good for the kids, I guess. I think.
Oh, you know which one that I bought a few years ago that everyone forgets about? There was a little half-hour TV cartoon, badly drawn. I can't remember what country. I think it was American, but from back in the late 70s, called Witch's Night Out. Do you remember that one?
No.
It's like a badly drawn like Halloween special where a witch transforms these little kids into monsters because they want to be monsters for Halloween, and things get out of control. So I usually watch that one. on Halloween. It's got a certain charm to it.
Ah, okay. I will add that to my list. But that sounds. There is one like we're talking about kids Halloween. Then there's a Scooby Doo like mini movie where he goes to a monster school with like a baby Dracula, werewolf, and stuff. And I used to watch that all the time at Halloween. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen it or heard of it, but it's actually not too shabby. I would recommend. But yeah, my niece watched it recently and she liked it, so it's okay.
That's the thing, isn't it? You're getting all these like certain like 4K releases like Gremlins and things like that coming out, so you're getting a chance then to like sit down with your kids and show them things you were watching when you was a kid. And so I've watched like Gremlins, Beetlejuice with them, and kind of slowly build them up to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know. But see,
how you doing? What was the first like horror film that you watched as a kid then? Like a proper horror? Does anybody remember?
Yeah, Hellraiser. I went straight in. Right.
That's amazing.
And it terrified the life out of me. But it must have been 6 months where it had that effect on me. Because it is, I think it's probably one of the most hardcore of horror movies. And it was just on TV. And it was just like, you know, a nice British horror movie, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I can remember. I can't remember how old I was, but I know I was young, and my older brother was babysitting me on his own for the first time, and he put a film on called Alice, Sweet Alice. It's got an Arrow release now, actually, that one, and it's about a young girl who wears like this yellow raincoat with the hood up. And remember them masks you could get that were like pearlescent, like almost see-through, but they had like bits of pink, and she wore one of them. And I just remember this scene with her on this stairwell hacking into some woman's legs with this big knife, and I just lost it. That was it. I screamed the place down. My parents had to come home, and he didn't get to babysit me again for quite a long time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I watched violent action movies a lot. You know what I mean? Like Predator, Cobra, Terminator, stuff like that. But I think my first real like legit horror film was a nice light one. It was Dolls from Stuart Gordon, I think, directed that. And that was a cool little flick. I actually rewatched it a few times the past few years. It's a nice primer horror film. It's not too hardcore, So that was a good one.
That's an easy, it's a nice little entry point, isn't it?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Jenny, I actually think mine was either Exorcist or like, I don't count Blade as horror, but Blade is like one that stuck in my head quite a bit, but obviously it is horror-esque. But I'm pretty sure Exorcist was the first one because my sister couldn't sleep. Like, I was maybe about 10, so she was about 8, so she had to like sleep in my room for about 3 months because she was petrified. So, but that's the type of mother I had. She just let us watch stuff. But yeah, and then obviously slashers after that, I would say. But yeah, man, loved it.
I can remember when before there was always after you again.
Jesus Christ, they're all after him today.
I can remember like before there was like proper video shops. You used to have to go to like the local off license or the petrol station, and they'd have like a little back room with a few racks of VHSs. And I can remember I always used to go and stand in the horror section and just look at the covers for what seemed like forever, just looking at all the covers. And then I can remember that my dad broke his back, and what he did was he was like, I don't know, he was in hospital for like 8-9 months, and he was in bed for like another 3 months at home. So he used to give me a note that used to say that he would allow me to get whatever I want. I used to get this note, go to the shop, and they'd let me get like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, all the classics, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and that's what I used. And can you imagine trying that now, walking in with a note? But yeah, they knew us and they used to let us do it, and I was so young. But
that is amazing.
Yeah, well, we had this little video shop near us, and it was run by this like Moroccan guy, and because he'd know that me and my dad had sort of like Arabic type names, he'd know us, and then I used to go in there on my own, and he'll just let me rent out whatever I wanted. Like I'll just say, "Oh, I'm getting it for my dad." But like, I think I must have been about 8 years old, and I was watching RoboCop with my dad. My old dear walks in, and she went ballistic at my old man. She goes, "What the hell are you letting him watch?" It's like, you know, and I think from there, it's sort of like, you know, I think RoboCop was probably one of the most violent movies of the 80s because it was just like literally anyone getting killed, just like innocent people just getting shot, and like the way that they killed the police officer, like Murphy at the beginning. Spoiler alert. he just, you know, it's so violent and grotesque. And I think from there you can watch any violent movie and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
No.
You can sort of appreciate the beauty in it afterwards. Like when you're watching a John Woo movie, which I think is probably some of the most beautiful action ever made. Like Boiling Point, Hard Boiled. Sorry, is just absolutely, that first shootout is just absolutely stunning. Best action I've ever seen. Yeah.
I won't follow you on that one. Not at all.
it's like with some of the horror though. It's like, especially like ones from the 80s. You look back, you watch them now, and you've got the whole nostalgia thing. But some of them, they just haven't dated well at all. Even the classics, and it's like even like Nightmare on Elm Street. I love it, and I always will. But I love a really decent remake where Freddy isn't, you know, where he's just pure evil. He's not cracking one-liners after he's killed someone and all that. And you know, I think the only one that I think that sort of hasn't dated in the sort of cheesiness stakes is Halloween. That to me is still
timeless.
Yeah.
Fair. I would say so. What is your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street outside the first one? Out of curiosity.
I'd go for part 3, I think.
Part 3?
Yeah.
Dream Warrior. Nice.
I remember liking part 2 the second best. But I've only seen, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I got to rewatch all of them.
You know, there's a decent documentary about part 2 about the main character. I can't remember the name of the actor now, but saying that he was like the first ever like male scream queen, and it like basically talks about like the cult like status that film has for having like a homosexual lead playing a scream queen. It's really good. It was on Shudder. It was, but it's really worth a watch. Like, but I'm a New Nightmare kind of person. I love New Nightmare. That's my favorite.
That's good.
Out of all of them, but
I like New Nightmare.
Yeah, I love Wes Craven anyway. But I've had a bit of a Wes Craven kick over the last couple of weeks as well. But yeah. Well, okay. Wait a minute now. This chat is quite big now. The north of England is basically still south of Scotland. It is.
Who said that? Is that Pete?
Pete, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh God. Jack says Hocus Pocus is my sister's fave. Premium Blu-rays is here. Welcome, Premium Blu-rays. I thought it was your anniversary today. I hope you haven't skipped it for this stream. Or what are you not telling us?
What better way of nice romantic dinner with the iPad on the table with just screaming?
It wouldn't shock me with David, to be honest. It would not shock me at all. Andre's here. Hello, Andre. Cookerberg is here. Welcome, Cookerberg. Cookerberg, I picked up the limited 4K of Beetlejuice and Goonies, a couple of childhood classics. I've heard the new 4K of Beetlejuice is actually pretty good, but I have not picked it up because I don't have 4K. Anybody else? No, nobody else has picked it up. I know Carl has picked it up because I get updated on Carl's pickups all the time, so I'm good.
Do you think we'll ever get Beetlejuice in Hawaii? You know, the sequel that was meant to be made.
Keaton signed up for a second Beetlejuice, so is Tim Burton, but I don't know if it is going to be that. Because absolutely bizarre if it was. You know, there's a musical as well, a Beetlejuice musical. That was on Broadway.
That's mad.
Yeah, exactly. What else have we got? Kuckerberg. Watched a lot of Ninja and Jackie Chan flicks with my dad as a kid. Lots of Godfrey Ho Cheese. Cinema Monologues was a complete scaredy cat as a kid. I can't remember my first horror, but I remember playing Resident Evil 2 all night with friends when I was 9. Scared the shit out of me. Hell yes. Premium's first horror was Omen, he thinks.
Good one.
Dustin, Child's Play is the first horror I remember watching. Kuckerberg, yeah, The Omen scared me as a kid too. The one where the guy gets decapitated with a sheet of glass. Nice.
I remember that, yeah.
Nice. I've not seen The Omen in ages. What else have we got? Jack says, I watched the new Halloween film this week with my family and it was tense as fuck. Yeah. In what way? 'Cause I'm intrigued to know what you mean by that. I thought it was a decent, well, not a decent remake, but anybody not approve of Halloween 2018? Or
Yeah, I didn't really like it much.
you know,
I'm kind of tired of Laurie Strode and everything. I don't know.
they kind of
And I think they need to refocus on the actual holiday and focus on the holiday more in a movie called Halloween. But I don't know. That's just my own like nitpicking thing, you know.
I liked all the Michael Myers bits and all the, you know, all the bits with him in were done really well, I thought. But it was like, you know, it just felt a bit like podcasters are coming in and being given this access to Michael Myers, and even given his mask to show him, and just felt a bit weird.
I really enjoyed it, but that scene is like, you just like, hold on, you've gone into like a mental institute. You're allowed to go in there with a mask and pretty much antagonize him, and everyone else is going ballistic because they all started fucking going mad, and you're just holding up this mask to just like what are you trying to get out of it?
It's funny. I just think it's funny because he stands there and the music intensifies. He's like, just say something, and he's just like, they cut then, doesn't it, to the music, and he's just like, oh, wow.
Well, the other big problem I think everyone agrees with is in the middle where they have a twist and then they immediately abandon it after like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Regarding a certain person who's, you know.
Yeah. That one take scene that was pretty good. Where he's going from house to house.
I love that.
Yeah, that was.
Why did he not touch the baby? He doesn't. But he just goes past the baby. Maybe he doesn't.
Going soft in his old age.
Yeah. Probably not directed by Rob Zombie, to be honest. If that was a Rob Zombie film, he'd kill the kid probably.
Yeah.
Like stab it on top of the head or something like that. But I actually rewatched the Rob Zombie ones recently, and I was like, the second one is batshit crazy. The more I think about it, but
Is
these
that
metaphors.
Is that the one with all the visions and the?
The white horse as a psychological metaphor and all that crap. Yeah, that was a bit too much, but it's actually a lot more violent than I thought it was, and it's interesting because it shows you like more of the aftermath of like what Michael Myers does to people. But even with Halloween Kills, though, Halloween Kills, the next one that comes out, it looks exactly like what Halloween 2 was, because it just follows the events of the last Halloween film. So this one obviously is not set in a hospital, but I'm like, where do you go from this? Are you just then going to make a Halloween 3 where Michael Myers doesn't exist and just copy the franchise again, but just make it look fresh? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It really pissed me off though that they got rid of H2O and Resurrection with Jamie Lee Curtis, because those films are gems.
See, I got mad when H2O came out because they ditched 4, 5, and 6, which I kind of like.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? How they do that. They don't do
like
that
a choose your own adventure.
Literally, it's bizarre, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, because it's like they're writing off all their own stuff, aren't they? It's like
I think it's more of a money thing with like Michael Myers Halloween though. It is like it's one of those franchises that just banks every time, really.
Do you think they're thinking? Do you think they're thinking about the long term with this reboot? Like more in case of like we could squeeze a bit more juice out of it now.
I think it depends what they do with Jamie Lee Curtis, isn't it? Like, and how long she actually wants to do it for. Because I know that she got quite a bit of money for these 2 films. So that's the only reason she came back, isn't it? Because even with Resurrection, right? I think she said, "I want to die in the first fight." I'm sorry if I just spoiled Resurrection for you, but it's not very good anyway. But she dies in the first 5 minutes, and she got quite a head.
One with Buster Rhymes in it, isn't it?
Yeah, with Buster doing his kung fu. So yeah, man, absolutely weird. What else we got? Another important. I saw Exorcist on pirate video in the early '90s. Very grainy and fucked up. It works way better that way. I'm sure it does. It's more like found footage then, doesn't it? Jack also watched American Werewolf in London. Very good choice. But also funny. Hell yeah. John Landis is class. Jack, yes, the warehouse shootout in Hardwell is my favorite action scene. I think we can all concur with that. Rico says that an extremely underrated horror director in Russia, in Soviet silent director called Yakov Protazanov, I'm going to go for. Okay.
Where's Dimitri when you need him?
Where is Dimitri? I don't know where he is, actually. I haven't spoken to him today. Kookaburg, OG Halloween is timeless. Watched it the other night. Season of the Witch, the new Halloween was a pointless reboot, in my opinion. I think that's the best. Concurrence here. Oh, Premium says it was a joke about his anniversary. Then I do not wish you a happy anniversary, David, but thank you very much for joining us today. Jack, Taiwanese horror detention that released last year is pretty hard-hitting horror.
I've yet to see it yet, but I know of it.
It's okay. I thought it was decent. You've watched it, right, Eric?
No, I was going to watch it this week, but I had to delay that.
Right. I think I watched that Fantasia. It was decent, but I wasn't overly in love with it, to be honest. But it's worth a watch, though. But then at the same time, a lot of people come up to me and told me how crap Crazy Samurai Musashi is as well, even though I like that. God, the discourse on that one was funny.
Yeah, that got a lot of shit.
Did you watch it?
I've got a copy of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Have you watched it, Eric?
I watched it on YouTube, just like the other day.
What did you think of it?
It was okay. It has a lot of problems, but I can imagine most people not liking it. But I thought it was, I guess, kind of interesting to see something like that actually happen, like filmed that way, like a 70-minute action scene. Yeah. I feel like it would have been better if maybe they paced it better and they put maybe the big fights near the end and maybe had him do more of like a stealth type mission for like the first half and take out like individual dudes in one shot. And you follow them around, and then at the end, then you get a climactic like battle. I think would have been better because it gets a little repetitive, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slog about halfway through, isn't it? But I don't know. As a one watch, I was entertained enough to like it.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I don't think.
Yeah, but some people actually hate it. Hate it. I had a few comments on my YouTube video and said, "Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you watch, my friend, but it wasn't that." Cinema is subjective. Never everyone has a different opinion. Okay, don't be a sheep. Carlsberg, good evening, guys. Sorry I'm late. The thing with RoboCop, the second big pirate video I watched, my sister ran out crying at Murphy's death. Oh my god, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's amazing how everybody has weird memories when it comes to films like that. I don't know.
Well, when I saw RoboCop when I was around 8, the one I remember is the liquefaction death when the dude gets hit by the car. That's the one I remember the most.
No.
Can you fly, Bobby?
When you were talking about Cobra earlier on, I can remember, I've not seen it since I was a kid, but I remember there's a scene, this might be a bit fuzzy because it's going back a while, but there was a scene in a shop in the beginning and there was like a really freaky looking guy, and I remember that guy used to terrify me, but I've not seen it since I was a kid.
I really like Cobra, man. I really like it's like a slasher film and an action film mashed together. I like that one. One of the best cars of the 80s too. That car was awesome.
How much whiskey have you drank? Well, you finished the whole bottle already.
I've finished the bottle. Yeah, but I opened this a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you should have pretended that you were hard. Like, yeah, I drank it all in 20 minutes.
do a wet movie.
Oh, God.
Pretend that I'm drunk.
God. Why? Didn't even take that long for you to talk about him today.
Oh.
You've even been trolling Kim Kardashian on Twitter today as well.
Oh, did you see that? Don't you think that's weird? That's the most.
Tell everybody.
Kanye West. It was her 40th birthday. Kanye West had this hologram of her dad made to wish her a happy birthday. Now her dad's been dead for what?
Quite a while.
Quite a while now.
Yeah.
Just to wish her like this, her 40th birthday. Don't you think that's weird?
That could go either way, couldn't it? That could really freak you out, couldn't it?
Yeah. And like, how do you know what he's gonna say? Like, he could be like, 40 years, you've grown up, you did that awful sex tape with that Ray J. Yeah. And you married Kanye West. Cheers.
Oh,
Yeah. But I like your arse implants.
Yeah. God.
Hilarious.
She's a weird little woman.
Yeah.
Oh, Cookabig says there was a Toxic Avenger musical. What the hell? I didn't even know that. Sounds amazing. Actually sounds hilarious. Jack says it's the only Halloween film I've seen and the deaths were brutal, so I was impressed, but I can imagine the original is better. And yeah, the mental institute scene with the mask was silly. Well, you should watch them all. Do marathon them all tomorrow. That would be amazing for anyone, I would say. Cookabig says Rob Zombie reboots as well, though. Lol. Folks really hate on Zombie about the reboots, but certainly more interesting than the 2018 reboot, in my opinion. I would agree with you there, to be honest, Cookabig. Is anybody else a fan of the Rob Zombie Halloweens, or just admiring from a distance?
I didn't think they were terrible, but yeah, they were all right. Never really bothers me that much. People seem to sometimes think you've got to like one or the other, don't they? But it's a bit silly, isn't it? If it's good, it's good, isn't it? If it's not, it's not. And it's just little nitpicky things with some of his ones. Like I think it was part 2 where you can hear Michael Myers going when he's killing people, and that for me just felt wrong because he's like Michael Myers is just silent and he doesn't speak, he doesn't no emotion, nothing. But that's just little nitpicky things, isn't it? But they're not terrible.
Yeah, I think I would like all of Rob Zombie's films if he just got someone else to write his dialogue. Because it's like, even I rewatched those like a month ago, and like even the first one, like it's a good movie, and then the characters start talking, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and then they stop talking. I'm like, this is a good movie, and then they start talking again. I'm like,
You're yo-yoing.
Yeah.
God. Nazareth Pod says a big scare film for me when I was young was the Quartermass Experiment, then Quartermass and the Pit. Terrifically creepy.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. My old man used to watch all that kind of stuff. I can remember them a little bit.
Okay. Well, what are they about? Because I've never heard of them in my life.
I think wasn't one of them where they've got that big swinging? Oh no, is that the Pit and the Pendulum where they've got that big swinging blade that's coming down to the
Quartermass and the Pit, 1967.
That's a Hammer film, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. God, I've never
I've
heard
been meaning to watch those. I haven't gotten to them yet.
Wow. It's got some like Ed Wood-esque like designs, but okay, they look pretty freaky. The alien is a giant cockroach. That's amazing. Okay, I like it. Cookabug Death Ship scared the piss out of me as a kid, about 6 years old, watching a grainy ass VHS rental copy. I've never seen Death Ship. Anybody else?
I haven't seen that now. I always hear people talking about the beginning of it. Oh, is that Ghost Ship? But people keep talking about when they talk about amazing beginnings.
Ghost Ship's opening is pretty good. It's like It's not tag level good, but it's good, if you ask me. But yeah. Blu-rays. In my day, the books were just as scary. James Herbert's The Rats, etc. I didn't read many horror. Like Rosemary's Baby, I've read quite a few times because I love rereading it, but never really read much horror. Anybody a horror reader or nah?
I went through a phase of reading a lot of James Herbert at work. I used to work as an engineer. We used to run all these big CNC machines, and as they were running, we were allowed to read. So you either sit there bored or read. So I used to read. Yeah, everyone used to pass around all these James Herbert books. I read loads of them. Yeah, they were all. I liked all of them really.
Okay. Where am I? Oh, Carlsberg is guessing. How many people bought the Friday the 13th box set? Not me. Did anybody get it? I knew you got it.
Oh no, yeah, he's definitely got it.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Literally.
I did my usual and looked too late when everyone's selling it on eBay for double the price.
I was waiting for somebody to sell Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, and because I've seen some people are selling them individually online. I just want Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell because those are the only two I ever had enjoyment in watching. Because it's my least favorite of the slasher, like the big slashers, is Jason.
Jason X is the one in space, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the nanobots.
Oh
yeah.
God, it's so bad, but I love it. Just like, do you know the scene that always catches me off guard is when the teacher is on the bed with a student and he's like dressed as a woman and he's getting his nipples attacked. Oh my God, it's just like, where in the narrative does this like fit in? Like, how much crack were you smoking when you were writing this? Is my big question. But
you think about it, it's gone a long way from the first Friday 13th to that to X.
Yeah.
It's like two totally different films. Like, like if you think about it, if you just watch the first one and X one after the other, you're going to think, what the fuck happened in between there?
Yeah. I don't know. Are you? I'm assuming you're a fan, Erik, of Friday the 13th.
Well, my history with it's a little odd. The first one I watched was part 4 when I was younger, and I liked it. And then I watched them all like in the mid 2000s. I did a run of them. Right at the same time, I was watching stuff like the French Extremity films, like High Tension and Inside, and like a bunch of like really high quality horror films. So I didn't like them because I'm like, the MPAA just butchered all these movies back in the 80s, and I'm not getting the stuff I'm getting with like the French Extremity films. So I didn't like them. And then I rewatched them again a few years ago, and I have a little bit more of a perspective, and I like them more now. You know what I mean? So it took a long time for me to kind of become a fan.
Interesting. Okay. You guys, Friday the 13th on there. Yeah.
I always used to get caught out because I used to, like I think a lot of people probably did, you get Friday the 13th, the first one, thinking you're going to see Jason in the mask and all that, and it doesn't really happen, does it, till the second one?
Yeah.
So, I think they're all right.
I think the first one I saw was the one where he goes to New York.
That is garbage.
Yeah, and he gets done over in the sewers.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the one where every night at midnight the sewers of New York are flooded with toxic waste? That one.
Amazing, isn't it? See, we said that Halloween had a weird narrative franchise, but Jason, right, doesn't make any freaking sense at all.
What did you think of the remake of that one?
It was okay. I thought it was better than the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. I thought.
Yeah. I think the 13th still can reach a peak. I don't think it's reached a peak. I want to see Panos Cosmatos direct a Friday.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Fantastic visuals, tons of graphic violence. Just tell the MPAA to screw off and just make like the ultimate. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see.
Definitely. I think there is an option for another reboot apparently in like a couple of years, because I think they had to wait for the last deal to end, because there was meant to be a sequel to the last Friday the 13th. Now they could be another reboot, so you never know.
Have you seen those ones on YouTube? They're Never Hike Alone, they're called.
Oh, the fan ones.
Yeah, but they're like really well done. They're on YouTube. There's Never Hike Alone, and then there's a new one now, isn't there? I think it's just called like Never Hike Alone in the Snow or something like that. But they're actually really, really good, and for free on YouTube. They're like like an hour or so long, but they've done they're better than some of the proper ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Amazing. But I think that's the thing about horror fans, though, is that they're so committed to like their genre. They've done the same with so many others as well. Because they do it with Halloween, they do it with Scream, they do it with Freddy. There's always like fan fiction movies, which is cool. I like it. I think it's very commendable, even though probably they'll get sued the fuck out of each other eventually. Kuckerberg says Tak Sakaguchi is great. Anything with Tak I enjoy. And he also watched I'm Thinking of Ending Things after I bigged it up. It is really good. Can't wait for the Criterion release. Welcome to the Charlie Kaufman Club.
I watched it after you told me about it in our last stream.
And?
I really liked it.
Good.
I thought visually it's absolutely stunning. That scene in the school is just
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only Charlie Kaufman.
The dance and the dance off, and yeah.
And I really like the ice cream scene when they go to get ice cream.
It's really good in the book, the ice cream scene as well. It's like where you're like, oh, okay. But thingy, I got the adaptation on Blu-ray, the Shout Factory one. Is it Shout Factory? Shout Select. It finally is cheap on Blu-ray again. Thank you, America. That made my day today. I can't wait to watch it again. It's a good Kaufman, if anybody's not watched it. There you go, Nazarene Pro. I like Zombies Halloween as well. You're controversial anyway, my friend. Oh, Jabba Shanga's Randy Mills movie show. Watch Happy Halloween fan film. Amazing. Okay. Anybody seen that one? Have you seen it, Cal?
No.
Okay.
We got to get Jambo on here.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him on this stream for.
While.
He's a good channel. Good horror channel.
I'm sure we'll be back to weekly very soon anyway, if the way it's going in this goddamn country.
Yeah.
gotta keep busy somehow. Premium Blu-rays. I'm really into Oz Perkins at the moment. Watch Pretty Thing and Blackcoat's Daughter, Gretel and Hansel next, but Annoyed no Blu-ray. There is an American Blu-ray of it, premium, which is very good, and also there is a German Blu-ray coming out soon. If you go on Blu-ray.com, it is there.
Yeah, I think I got one from WoW HD, and when you're lucky, you can get them. If you get them for under 15 quid, they're obviously no VAT added then, and you can get some bargains, can't you? I think that was one of them. Yeah, I think about 15 quid. Yeah, something like that. I paid it a lot. It's worth it though. It's a good film. I just had an email yesterday from, is it Turbine, the German, and because I'm back on their like subscription list, saying that in 2 weeks' time the 4K of American Werewolf in London comes out. I didn't even know there
is another one.
There was one, but it's one of them super duper big thick boxes, and I had a look at the price, and it was like €75. So. Getting expensive, aren't they? These big, thick, super duper releases.
I don't know if anybody's noticed recently, but obviously because there's no new films coming out, have you noticed that a lot of companies are like bringing out a lot of their catalog titles back out again, just to keep busy with money? It's crazy. Like,
Arrow, Old Boy.
Oh my god, yeah! How many editions of Old Boy are there now? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But whoa! Hi, Lisa. It's about time. I'm glad JSA is coming out here in January, though. That's amazing. Absolutely.
I was looking at what was coming out on 4K this month, and it is absolutely crazy. You know, when you put like some of the German ones, UK and the US, like I've got some wrote down here, and some of them are like, it's like you've got Dawn of the Dead coming out, haven't you, in a few weeks, and that's like £75 or something in the UK. But there's like American Werewolf in London, Dawn of the Dead, Beastmaster, Red Circle, Lady Killers, Breathless, Cinema Paradiso, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Total Recall, Blade, Collateral, King of New York, the original Mad Max, all this month. It's absolutely crazy.
So a lot of that is from Arrow.
Yeah.
Arrow have got the license for half those films. Is Red Circle, is that going to be released by Studio Canal?
I can't remember who that one was, but some of them are like
the last one. I
think like that Breathless one. That one's coming out with like a big vinyl, and that's like £50 because you get a vinyl with it and things like that. And then the Lady Killers is like £30, and then like some of them are like 70 odd quid, and they're getting pretty expensive, aren't they? Some of these Vinegar Syndrome are dipping in as well, aren't they? Now they've got 1 or 2 4Ks coming out soon.
That's crazy.
I've still not got a 4K TV.
Black Friday's coming.
I like it, but I like it for all the older stuff. You know, all the when you can watch things like Scarface and 2001 and Goodfellas and The Deer Hunter all in 4K. They're the ones for me that's what I do it for. Because all the big new films look great anyway, don't they? You know.
Yeah.
Very true. But yeah, still, oh boy, why was it needed?
Do you know what I saw is getting released in Korea? The new cut of Godfather 3.
Oh yeah.
Is it called Godfather Coda?
I don't know what it's called, but it's still gonna be shit. Oh God, I hate the third one.
They cut Sofia Coppola out.
Yeah.
What's the point? That people buy. That's the problem. Like, I'm sure people's spending habits are. Well, I think the problem with like a lot of this now is just nostalgia as well, isn't it? You know.
Isn't Memories of Murder out in a few weeks with
Oh God, yeah.
It comes with yeah.
2 totally different films.
Yeah.
I mean, I like both films, but
yeah. My assumption with Curzon was they didn't want to release both of them separately and put a volume of them out. So I think they just put them all together just to sell them.
Barking Dog's not going to sell.
No, exactly. So we might as well put it all together. But yeah, it's a bit weird. And then obviously, I'm quite glad that Goodbye Dragon is coming out here as well.
That's my copy of Barking Dogs.
Nice.
So I've not seen that. The only one I've not seen.
But yeah, what else have we got? Jan Svankmajer, Punch and Judy really freaked me out as a kid. Like Next Level, had nightmares over that for years. Proper nightmare feel. I've only ever seen Alice from Svankmajer, and that was freaky enough. But I didn't know there was a Punch and Judy film. I can imagine.
New film, Judy and Punch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on Netflix, isn't it? At the moment. Yeah. But I have not seen that one either, actually.
It's quite good, actually.
Stiff Kitten says, never seen a Friday the 13th film. Is that the one with the William Shatner mask?
Did you see that Jamie Lee Curtis interview where the reporter goes, do people still come up to you with the hockey mask and try to scare you?
Is she correcting him? She's like, no, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
God. Oh, no ID, but I'm assuming it's Zodicon based on that image. Better late than never. Welcome back. Peter says, I saw New York Jason first as well. We've got Cookaboo saying, a rusty nail hammered down my urethra would be better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. LOL. Wow. What a statement. Beautiful. Premium says, always thought Jason was the inferior version of Michael Myers, but happy to be corrected. Just never bothered with the series. I wouldn't correct you on that. That's just me. But isn't Graham a massive Friday the 13th fan? I think he is, right? I think that's his favorite.
Yeah,
I think so. What else we got? Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the win, says Stiff Kittens. Definitely, but again, very weird continuity in that franchise as well. Let's never forget Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, or New Generation, whatever it's called.
I thought the remake of that was good as well. That was pretty scary.
Love that one. The 03 one was petrifying.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved that remake. But there's another one coming out in 2022 now, right? It's coming out at the same time as Scream 5. Why in January? Like, yeah. Nazarene Prod, tell Erik my copy of Maribetto arrived.
Yeah, I hope he likes it. I've been on an HP Lovecraft kick in terms of movies based on his stuff. Like I rewatched like the Reanimator trilogy, From Beyond, and Maribetto is a Japanese film that kind of has a similar vibe to like what someone would expect from Lovecraft stuff. So I hope he enjoys that one.
Never seen that one.
It's good. It's directed by Takashi Shimizu, who did the Ju-On films, and it stars Shinya Tsukamoto in a lead role. So
Nazarene Prod sent me some screenshots yesterday. Tsukamoto was liking his tweets.
Yeah, he sent that to me. That's really cool.
I told him he needs to befriend him now. The BFI are doing a Tsukamoto conversation on YouTube tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow, like a live one as well. So it should be interesting if anybody's interested. Stiffy Kittens, the adaptation releases shite, 7 minutes of extras. To be honest with you, Stiffy Kittens, I really don't care about extras. I'm all for the movie. I don't really care about audio commentaries, nothing. As long as I can watch the movie, I don't really mind. And also, I'd rather pay £15 for that than pay £70 or whatever the price for that other version of it was. So, justifications. Cookaboo, waiting for my copy of the Golden Glove to arrive from Blu-ray from Amazon. Oh my god, only waiting for about 12 days now. A shite service from a seller on there. Golden Glove, my friends. Anybody seen it?
It's Turkish director, isn't he?
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting.
Is that the one about the
Jim, the serial killer?
Yeah, and he's like really lives in this like disgusting flat, and he goes to this bar, and
yeah,
I think I'm about half hour into it. I think.
Yeah, it's horrible. Just even thinking about it makes me sick, to be honest. But some people like it. I think Erik would love it.
I like my Turkish horror films.
This is German.
Oh, I thought you said Turkish director.
The director is Turkish, but
okay.
German Turkish.
Yeah, I'll give it a go because you seem to kind of recommend it.
It's worth watching it one time, I would say. But yeah. Stiffkins also says turbine release of Crash is better than Arrow's. I've not seen the Arrow one yet, but the turbine one is very good, and the picture quality is fantastic. I've also pre-ordered the Criterion as well because I want the Criterion. Double dip. I don't want the Arrow. I'm not interested. Has anybody else ordered it? Or?
I've got the 4K. The other one, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not bothered about the Arrow one. I'm sure it'll be on sale at some point because I can't believe how many copies of that are coming out of everywhere. There's like a French version where it's like a giant book, and it's just like this massive like 100-page like making of with all the discs and everything inside it. That's like 50 quid as well. They all come at once. What else have we got? I just noticed Huss isn't on his bed. Donald Trump Jr. was imitating him. Nazrin Prod, I watched Ridley Scott Alien film in 4K this week. They all look great for some with some amazing detail. Oh god, I love it.
I love Alien. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Has anybody watched it like for Halloween or no?
No.
No.
I always watch Alien in the summer personally, but I don't know why. What's your favorite Alien film, except for Alien?
Oh,
Can't even say
Aliens.
Don't say Aliens either. Then.
I'm
Well,
going
for
for
goodness sakes.
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Oh, the one from Janae? I don't know, man. I can't pick Janae. You gotta pick Janae's?
Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of the second one as much because I don't know. It just takes away from the whole, like, how it was a horror movie. I mean, the first one was a horror movie. It just seemed to be set in space. It's no different than like a slasher for me, and that's why I loved it so much. It was dark. It was just spent so much suspense. And I think the second one just sort of. I know a lot of people love the second one because it's a really good action flick, but it sort of like completely took away from what I loved of the first.
Now, I feel a little bit the same about Terminator. I slightly prefer the first Terminator over the second because of the reasons you mentioned, even though the second one's still really good.
I'm a T2 fan. I'm not a big fan of the first Terminator, to be honest. That's just me. But.
No, that's probably the majority opinion, I think. People
But
prefer the second.
I prefer the first.
Yeah.
It's for the same reason. I think it's a great horror movie. It's it's this thing that's unstoppable. It's just like, and it's so dark as well. It's so violent, more violent than the second one.
What else we got? Stiffkins Cookbook, The Turbine is also 4K. Criterion Blu-rays look almost as good as 4K to me, says Premium Blu-rays. Cookbook, can't wait for Oldboy 4K. Too bad it's not out until Christmas. Then Premium says Oldboy 4K has been on iTunes for ages. Then Cookbook says Memories of Murder on UK Blue at last. Yay. Nobody is scalping their DVDs for 70, 80 to £100 anymore. I love to have a copy of Memories of Murder, says Meters. And then we've got Nazrin Prod being a troll as always, saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is at a shite. Wow. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much homemade whiskey he's had today, but I'm a bit petrified of him sometimes. I feel like if I ever met Peter in real life, I feel like he'd actually headbutt me. Just to welcome me. I don't know why. At least I know when I see Huss, it's okay. I'm always safe when I meet Huss.
I always look after you.
Obviously. Even though that I thought you were gonna have a fight with a guy once, but you know. Remember was it him that stood on your foot or did you stand on his foot? And then you started yelling at each other in your proper London voices.
I think he stepped on my foot and I just looked at him and then he said something to me.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Something like that, I don't know. And I thought it'd be
I think he knew what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna nut him. Oh god. Evil Dead might be one of the best horror remakes I've ever seen, says Meters. That is an interesting point. Anybody a fan of the new version of Evil Dead?
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Nice and gory, wasn't it? Nice and that the girl in it, she was really good, I thought. She was like, it was pretty freaky. It was I liked it.
And apparently they're meant to be doing like an Evil Dead with what's the name of the original guy again?
Sam Raimi.
Not Sam Raimi. The actor.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah, Bruce Campbell and that actress is like meant to be like a multiverse hybrid Evil Dead movie or something. But yeah, I don't know. I like Drag Me to Hell more from Sam Raimi, like of his like recent movies anyway. But that movie is fucking hilarious.
Do you like his Spider-Man movies?
I love them. Even Spider-Man 3 is hilarious.
He's dancing on the street.
When he turns goth or whatever, gives her the tip like, find us some shade. It is just, God, so cheesy. It's hilarious. Kuckerberg, digital isn't my thing. Old boy at 4K physical or nothing at all. Stiff Kitten says, wish Bill Shatner would do a cameo in Halloween. Be awesome if he was dressed up as Michael for trick or treat, then took the mask, then took off the mask. That would be hilarious. Very random. It's kind of weird that his mask eventually became Michael Myers' mask, though. Like,
for the very last one, they need to do a reveal of Michael Myers, and he pulls his mask off, and it's just William Shatner. Yeah.
Can just have him like singing Rocket Man. What else have we got? Kuckerberg, really irritating normie collectors on YouTube are still buying Victor Salva movies. Imagine that. We're talking about Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, I've seen this out in the UK for the first time ever. It's amazing that 101 didn't make any announcements that this was coming out. It just slid under the carpet, basically. But I don't know. If you buy it, you buy it. Just give the money to a paedophile. That's your own choice, isn't it? Is that as blunt as I need to be? Or
fair point.
What about all the other people that worked on it, though? You know what I mean? Kind of hurting them too, right? But
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird situations, I guess. But what else have we got? Stiffkins, I'm still recovering from Dogtooth. I think he needs therapy after Dogtooth. I don't know. Have you guys watched Dogtooth from Yorgos Lanthimos? You would love it.
Wow.
You would love it, Eric. I'm telling you this now.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll put it on the list.
It's an Eric movie. They don't smash plates like most Greek people, but it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah, it's really messed up, man. Kuckerberg says Alien 3 is my shit. Don't care what Fincher thinks. Oh, God. That's amazing. I'm quite excited that Fincher's finally back with a new film soon. It's called Mank. I don't know if you've seen a trailer or anything for it with Gary Oldman. I'm glad. What was it? Gongo was his last movie. It was like 2015, right?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
When you think about it. Well, he's done that. What's the name of that Netflix show he did again?
Yeah. I never watched it. I can't
That's the one.
Did it go down well? Did people sort of like it?
People liked it. They cancelled it, right? But Netflix cancelled a shit ton of shows recently as well. Even though they've just profited majorly from COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, I've mentioned COVID. You're not getting monetized now, host. I apologize.
It's alright.
What else we got? Aliens is just a remake of Alien, just replacing horror with action, and T2 sucks, says the Fickens.
Wow.
No messing tonight. No messing at all. Premium saw Gaspar Noé's Climax last night. I think that classed as a horror. Fucking incredible, nevertheless. I love Climax. Has anybody else seen Climax?
No,
yeah, I love it.
Well, it's on your horror list, isn't it, Cal?
Yeah,
is it a horror?
Well, I think some people, it's like you were saying before, isn't it? It's just subjective, isn't it? To some people, it may be. Others don't think it is. I personally would class it as, but I wouldn't argue with someone that said it. They didn't think so. That's just how I felt about it. But it's a great film. And Gaspar Noé, I mean, he's like, how many films has he done now? Is it 4 or 5? And he's just, I think he's hit it out the park for everyone. I think you just got to be careful with some of them, haven't you? Like, I think I was watching Love, and my kids and wife walked in. Like on a. Remember the scene with a big 3D explosion of yeah. I think my wife just ushered the children upstairs and just looked at me shaking her head. And it's like, what do you say to that? It's like, no, it's art house.
God, it's okay. My girlfriend thinks I'm a pedophile. Well, not pedophile. A pedophile. My girlfriend thinks I'm a weirdo. She thinks I'm an actual pervert. That's the word I was looking for. Like with the movies, I want pedophile. Fuck's sake, man. That's forever gonna, I'm drinking water, for God's sake.
I was watching. You recommended. What was it? Dogs Don't Wear Pants to me, Dion. I was watching that about 2 weeks ago, and it was pretty much similar thing happened. The kids were in bed, but yeah, my wife was just like, "What are you watching?"
Yeah,
that's pretty.
It's a domination. It's a S&M like based film, but it's more of a metaphor about how you deal with grief and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I just want to confirm I'm not a paedophile. Okay, that's in my brain now. What else we got? Irreversible needs a proper UK release on Blu from Arrow limited edition. That would be too cool. I think they like hinted on that a long time ago. I don't remember. Stiff Kitten says there's a version of Irreversible coming out in chronological order. Yes, I saw it at Venice last year. It's pretty cool.
So you watched the version in chronological order?
Yeah. It was at Venice Film Festival. It was interesting. It doesn't have the same effect, but it was interesting to see it.
Yeah.
And I was in the same room as Gaspar Noé, so that made me happy. And Vincent Cassel and Monica Bellucci was there as well.
Have you seen that that little short documentary on YouTube where Gaspar Noé and Harmony Korine have met up and sort of just going around all the places where they shoot their films and the people they meet and just trying to like out crazy each other, and they're both amazing. They need to do something. Yeah,
that would be wild. What else have we got? Nazrin Prod says you rip into a shitty Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and then you get accused of being violent by a Welshman. Yeah, but Welsh people are peaceful. Scottish people are not. I'm joking. Scottish people are lovely. They're not as violent as Londoners like us, even though Huss isn't a Londoner either. So, yeah.
I'm not a Londoner. I'm from Brighton.
What are you, Brightonian?
Brightonian.
Did you get kicked out by all the hippies? Did you?
The only place with a Green Party in, and everyone complains about them. They made all the roads 20 miles an hour, and narrowed the roads and put bike lanes everywhere.
Okay. I've been to Brighton once. It was pretty cool, but I was only there for like 5 hours. But I saw everything, I think. It is very small. I thought it was a lot bigger, but it's not. Meta says I classify Climax as a horror. Nazrin Prod then says I did a whole video ranting about how much I hated Climax. So we all know where we need to go. Dimitri is here now. Hello, Dimitri.
Oh, hello, Dimitri.
How are you, my friends? I've not spoken to you all day, but hi. How was uni? Let me know. Then we've got Premium says I will check out. I can see how people might not like it. Thanks. It's from about a year ago. Oh god, I actually need to check it out as well. Worth watching. Climax as a double bill with Emma. Oh yeah. What the hell is going on in London?
I live in Hackney, So
Kokobo, Tokyo Decadence is great stuff. Anyone who hasn't seen it needs to check it out. I'm really trying to get a hold of the sequel featuring lots of Nobuyuki Araki's art. Anybody seen Tokyo Decadence?
No.
Long time ago. I remember it being good though.
Yeah. What does the spreadsheet say?
Yeah, should look at it up.
Get it out, lads. Any love for the new horror movie? The Lodge on the chat struggled, but ready to revisit already. As I said to you, Premium, I liked it. It was pretty cool in the cinema.
you saw it at London Film Festival, didn't you?
Yeah, I was the night that we met, wasn't it? Because you went to Takashi Miike.
Yeah, it was First Love.
I've not actually seen you in a year now. Then that's pretty good.
I know. See each other like once a year at LFF.
Though the minute this whole crap is over, I'm coming down to London anyway. So
Yeah,
I've had enough. I miss London too much.
I'll take you for a cake.
I need more than a cake when I go down this time. I tell you that much. Yeah,
That just sounds so wrong.
I know. Anyway, okay, we've caught up with the chat now. I'm not going to piss anybody off, am I? Okay, that's fine. Right. So, what is everybody watching tomorrow?
Ooh.
Is there an order? Oh no.
Well, I have a my cousin has 3 kids, so his youngest daughter's birthday is on Halloween, and she's turning, I think, 3. So we're having a little family gathering, little get together, and I got to bring the cake. So that starts in the afternoon. So I only have the morning really, because after that we'll play games and stuff all night. Mm-hmm. So in the morning I'll try to get in Halloween, maybe A Tale of Two Sisters if I could fit both movies in.
Ooh.
In your area, is it proper Halloween there or not so much?
We'll have to see. I haven't been paying attention because I actually don't have to hand out candy this year since I'll be at his house. So I haven't really paid attention.
Yeah. Do you get loads of people pimping out their houses and stuff or no?
It's erratic depending on the weather. On any normal year, it's erratic. So I can imagine this year, I'm expecting lower than usual this year,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
They're not doing it around my area. They're not doing trick-or-treating.
We've got a full lockdown in Wales, so there's no Halloween at all this year. So it's pretty sad, to be honest. What else is everybody? What's on your list, Cal?
Well, I've got my nephew coming over to stay, and he's 18. So when he comes over, I get to show him I try and always sneak in a few of the old classics. So we're watching Nosferatu, the Herzog version.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. I actually prefer that to the original. And what was the other one? I got so it came today, and it's called The Wolf House. It's a new release, and it's like a stop animation. I think it's from Colombia, or I think it's Colombian, but anyway, I've heard it's meant to be absolutely brilliant, really proper adult, horror, violent, gory, but it's all in stop animation. It looks really good. Called The Wolf House, so I might check that out as well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've not heard about that one. I like it. For you, Hus?
I have to put in an audition. I'm going to try and put a Kurosawa movie on. Might go for Pulse. But I'm playing it by ear. I do fancy watching something by Cronenberg. When you get that little urge to watch a Cronenberg movie, you might watch either Scanners or Videodrome.
Nice. I like it. Good choice. I saw Scanners recently, and I was like, it didn't really hold up for me, but I don't know. I still haven't picked what I'm going to watch. All I know
I think I remember the lead actor being weak in that one. Am I right in that?
Yeah.
The bad guy's so much better.
I think that's the weird thing about Scanners is everybody just remembers it for the scene, the head scene.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the weird thing about it. But it's not even one of my favorite Cronenbergs, to be honest.
Who's that kid, the guy who plays the bad guy? He's always in Verhoeven movies.
Oh,
Ironside?
Yeah.
Was Ironside the villain in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, the only two I definitely know I'm watching Terrifier, because I
When's the sequel coming out?
I know, wasn't it meant to be all like
Oh
this year?
God, yeah, that movie.
Clown.
That
I've
is the most scariest,
still not seen that.
It's so
scariest looking clown, and that's like scarier than Pennywise.
Yeah, I think what was cool about Terrifier is like it's very 80s, isn't it? Like I think Erik would agree. It's like I think the scenes in the warehouse and he's just like doing his stuff is like peak 1980s like slasher. Definitely been like one of the better like modern like slasher type movies I've seen in a long time. I love it. I think we're just gonna watch Scream as well because I loved it. So those are the only two I know I'm watching tomorrow so far.
What I'd like to show my nephew, I'd like to sit him down and watch The Exorcist and then go straight to The Exorcist 3. That's what I'd like to. Exorcist 3. I can remember first I watched that quite late on. Like I was like, I don't know, in my early 20s, and I was living with my mates at the time. And I remember this one lad that I was watching it with. He would never ever watch any horror film. He was just, he'd openly admit, I just don't do horror films. He's just shit scared. So it was watching it with someone like him, and it was the first time I saw it. So I was like, just really getting off on the fact that he was jumping out of his skin. But then I actually realised this is actually terrifying. And I remember I was like, I think it made it worse for me because he was so jumpy and all over the place. But yeah, I love Exorcist 3. I think it's brilliant. And there's I've not watched it since I've got the Arrow released, so I'd like to rewatch it.
Another really good sequel that I watched a few months ago is Psycho 2, which was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
He's going down.
So used to it.
He's going to jail.
Michael Myers just broke out of the sanitarium or whatever.
God, that's hilarious.
I showed him a hockey mask.
I watched a new film the other night called Death of a Vlogger. Has anyone seen that one?
I've heard of it, but I've not watched it.
Yeah, I think it's got okay write-ups and that. It was all right. It's just like people like us that do YouTube videos, and whenever he turns his laptop on or his iPad, things will start happening in the room, but only when he's like sort of streaming. So he starts sort of carrying his iPad around with him, like live, and then things. It's just like a jump scare one, but it's pretty good actually. So if you just want like a good old just jump scare full film, it is pretty good.
Okay.
I've been on an Italian kick lately too.
Oh, really?
Tons of Italian horror films. I'm going to buy a bunch more in the next month or two too. There's one I saw called Dial Help from 1988. It's almost like a precursor to like Asian horror that relies on like telephones to transmit curses. But in the Italian film, the phones themselves end up killing people. So that one's not a good movie, but definitely entertaining.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now, and
it's got Charlotte Lewis from The Golden Child in it, so she'll hold your interest, during the non-horror stuff.
It just looks excessively Italian as well. Wow. Okay.
Well, I'd been getting the different 4Ks from Blue Underground. When they released was it Maniac and Zombie? What's the one where the zombie fights the shark? What's that one? I've gone blank. The what's that one called? The film where the famous scene where the zombie's under the water and he has a little fight with a shark.
Well, there's like 3 different titles. It's called Zombie 2, Zombie, and Zombie Flesh Eaters. Or the same movie.
Yeah, Zombie Flesh Eaters. Yeah. So they released that, and then but I'm at the stage now where because they've only just started getting into 4K, I feel like I've got to get each one because I got the first 4. So I'm like, at that crossroads now where do I keep getting all of their new 4K? They just released one called Daughters of Darkness that I'd never heard of, so I bought it, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I like zombie flesh eaters. It's proper. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those. It's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely an experience. I actually watched. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but Sleepwalkers the other day for the first time. It's
they got released from Eureka.
Yeah, it just came out from Eureka, and it's like I don't know, psychic cat vampires, and it's got Madge and Amick from Twin Peaks in it.
Oh,
yeah, well, exactly. And literally, it's like this mesh of like romance. It's horror. It's beyond meta. I don't know. It's really weird. Genuinely give it a go because I was so entertained. It's like it's not trash, but it was really good. I thought it was quite good. Because what was the other one called? Is it 976?
Evil.
Yeah, that one's out from Eureka as well. But I didn't pick that one up. But if nobody's seen Sleepwalkers, give it a go. I liked it quite a bit. Yeah, definitely cool. Especially for psychic cat vampires. If that doesn't sell it, I don't know what will. What was the name of that Velociraptor priest movie that we talked about on the stream?
Velocipastor.
Yeah.
He turns into a Velociraptor.
I still need to see that one. I thought that could be a good Halloween movie.
Did we spoke about that on our exploitation stream, wasn't it?
I think.
Well,
I don't even know what it was on. It was a proper random. Repressed quite a bit, that one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That cow movie.
Oh, Heather. Fucking cow. Did anybody watch Haunting on Bly Manor? Haunting on Bly Manor, the new Netflix show.
No, not started it. Yeah,
worth a watch.
Is it?
Not like, yeah, it's good, but I wasn't a massive fan. But it was good. That's all I can really tell you. To be honest.
Did anyone watch The Boys?
No, I've never watched it. I've heard it's good though.
It's really good. Second series just finished a couple of weeks ago.
I'm waiting for Lockdown 2 to watch that.
Yeah, it's if you like Watchmen, you'd love it. It's more Watchmen than like Marvel or DC.
Yeah,
I've just started it. I'm on the second episode of the first season, so yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, Carl Urban in it. He's phenomenal in it.
Yeah. I like him in anything though.
Yeah, but in this, I think he's outstanding. He plays this British guy in it, and he's so funny. It's diabolical.
Oh,
talk about that.
So is he like just talking like Christian Bale? Is he?
But Christian Bale.
Yeah, have you ever heard Christian Bale talk like proper?
Yeah, he sounds like really sort of like a little bit cockney, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
It doesn't seem to match how he looks at all, does it?
No.
But then you see him when he does the rant on salvation, and he's speaking accent.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, you're an idiot. Oh god, what a pleb. He's gone quiet recently as well, hasn't he? Kuckerberg says going to watch more OG Carpenter, Halloween, and Season of the Witch, my favorite Halloween flicks. Kuckerberg also asks, has anyone else picked up the Taste of Tea Blue from Third Window? Picture quality looks incredible. It's such a great feel-good flick, apart from the ending. Lol. I picked it up, I haven't watched it yet.
I ordered it with other things, and it's coming, I think, in a couple of weeks
for
me, because I ordered it with some other new titles.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I need to watch
But
it
I'm more excited about my copy of Gemini.
whenever it turns up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Erik doesn't have to worry about that. He's got the little Arrow cheeky box set, haven't you?
Oh, Gemini's not in that box set.
Is it not? Oh no, it's.
Right. I had to buy the Mondo Macabre limited release.
Did you get the red box one? Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else we got? Great family Sunday double bill. Top sensation followed by 9 songs. Oh God, I haven't seen 9 songs in a long time. Peter says, I don't really stop horror after Halloween. I still have half the films Erik covered this month on his channel to watch. Yeah, I need to catch up on your channel, Erik, because I'm like, oh my God, there's some stuff there I need to check out. I apologize if I've not been recently. Forgive me, my friend. I've been very busy.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you for understanding. Some people don't understand that I'm busy. God. If any, actually, I'm going to do a cheeky plug anyway. If anybody's interested, I've been working on a film festival called Wicked Wales Youth International Film Festival, playing on YouTube all weekend. Loads of interesting films from like young filmmakers across the world. Check it out if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. Anyway, anybody else want to plug anything?
No, I'm good.
Damn it. Okay. 976 Evil Eureka Blue set. What is 976 Evil, by the way? Like,
I don't even think I've even seen it. I've just heard about it.
Yeah.
Same.
I've never heard of it. What else have we got? Dimitri says, hope I can fit in some horror films tomorrow. Uni assignments getting a bit out of hand. We're hoping for some Trick or Treat or maybe Oz Perkins Marathon. Nice choices. I've never seen Trick or Treat. Has anybody else seen it?
That Trick or Treat, the one.
Trick or Treat, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it any good? Well, I've heard it, but
it's split up into 4 or 5 stories, I think, isn't it? And it's it's like all of them ones. Some are better than others, but yeah, the ones that are good are really good. It's a good. I know a lot of people like religiously watch that one every Halloween, don't they? It's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is good.
Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, actually, before we carry on, then, has anybody seen the new Adam Sandler film on Netflix, Who Be Halloween?
Yeah.
No.
Any good?
I like that.
I've been hearing good things about it, believe it or not.
I really didn't like it.
I think it encapsulates the spirit of Halloween, including a thermos that does multiple things like Batman.
It's like a Swiss Army knife, isn't it?
Yes, it is crazy. Genuinely. And also, actually, I'm thinking about doing an Adam Sandler ranked video on my YouTube channel.
Do it. Go on. I'll tell you something. That would be the most like. I reckon that would be the most watched video on your channel, just because everyone will want to see what you have to say about Adam Sandler movies, especially Jack and Jill.
Okay, that is the worst one, but still, yeah, I'm tempted, but we'll see. I don't know why. Maybe Halloween. Honestly, I liked it. Genuinely. If it comes,
Yeah, go on.
What? No,
go on. No. I was going to say something else. Yeah. Go on. What were you going to say?
I was just going to tell Carl if it comes up on Stinky Tuna, let me know.
It is. It's there.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will place my order, please, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Next time I'm making an order, I'll let you know. I'm trying to convince them to. I'm always hassling them, trying to get them to get certain films, but
what have you requested?
Oh, some really random ones. Some of them that I just know. I'm thinking, why am I even writing this email? One of them was an Indian horror film in Hindi called Tumbad, and it was only available on Amazon Prime. And I thought, why am I even writing this? They're not going to get this. You got to try, haven't you?
I wouldn't mind Time to Hunt. I think.
Oh, that's the one I want, Huss. I even asked them for that, and they're like, well, Korean films don't sell well, but we'll see.
I asked them to get that Vast of Night because they've been dipping into a few Amazon Prime ones lately, haven't they? So, they've just got what's the one that they've just got now? because we got the Charlie Kaufman one, didn't we? And then they got that. I've not seen it yet. The Devil All the Time. That one with Tom Holland and I've not seen it. If it's any good, yeah.
It's all right. It's not bad. But, what else have we got? Velocipasta Hive, says Dimitri. Maybe we should do a Velocipasta watch along, maybe one day. That would be hilarious, actually. We've got Stiffy Kitten says, check out Attack of the Adult Babies, also Italian Lady Frankenstein with Rosabella Neri, both Nucleus releases. Has anybody seen Attack of the Adult Babies? Because I've heard it's pretty weird.
Is that the one where it's like in this mansion and there's all these old guys dressed up as babies and these like women in skimpy nurse outfits?
Mm.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I know Eric's intrigued now.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
I've seen, who was it? Has anybody heard of Big Paulie on YouTube?
Mm.
He reviewed it. So that's the first time I ever heard of it. So, yeah. Nazrin probably watched Ginger Snaps for the first time. I thought it was terrific. Hell yes. Ginger Snaps is fantastic. Anybody Ginger Snaps fans here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, same. I know. I remember really liking it, but I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, it is one of the better werewolf films out there, I would say.
Mm.
Actually, what is your favorite type of horror then? Yeah,
I've been going through like a folk horror phase lately.
Yeah.
Even some of the older ones like Witchfinder General, and there was a recent release of Blood on Satan's Claw, and I'd never seen that. That's really good. That came out a few weeks ago. Obviously, like The Witch and all the. I think it's like it's one of them sort of genres where I think it's like when you watch something like The Witch I think a lot of Americans and that they said they needed like subtitles with that kind of film, whereas me being from like the north of England, that I don't know, I'm just drawn to that kind of the dark ages in the north of England. I just love all that kind of because they always seem to be set up north for some reason, don't they? But yeah, I'm watching a few of them lately.
We still dress up like that in the north as well, like in the olden days. We don't even know what a telephone is. Yeah. How about you, Eric? What's your like favorite like just subgenre of?
If I could create my own subgenre, it would be atmospheric horror.
Okay.
Like stuff like, and that would be anything with excessive style, like Dario Argento stuff, like Suspiria, Baskin, Pulse. You know what I mean? Would count, I think. It's stuff that's kind of weird, and it's almost you can almost say style over substance is what you could say. Yeah, I like those a lot.
Yeah, I like more surreal horrors, like things that are just like fucking weird.
Or Tetsuo,
Yeah, exactly. Or what was the one, the Tsukamoto movie where he's stuck in some sort of like
Haze.
Haze. Yeah, I absolutely love Haze. It's terrifying, but it's just so weird. Absolutely love it. Love that weird stuff.
Have you seen a film called Amer?
Yeah, I remember liking that one quite a bit.
Yeah, that's proper, like style over substance, and that's really good. And they've done what I like about those directors. I think it's there's two of them, aren't there? And they did Amer, but then they sort of go off into other genres, but keep it exactly the same style. So they've done one called Let the Corpses Tan, and that's more of like a sort of Western, but it's if you can remember Amer, it's all these like mad close-ups and really weird looking characters and like really sort of trippy visuals, and but they've done the same but in a Western, and yeah, they're really good. They've done a few like that now.
Nice. Like the Corpse Town is very good though. I would recommend that to anybody. It's on Prime most of the time if you can't find it anywhere.
I liked a recent one, In Fabric.
Oh yeah,
because it was just so weird and just you know,
best ejaculation shot ever.
Deerskin. Did you see Deerskin?
Deerskin's good as well.
Yeah,
I really want to see that.
It's I can send you a screener if you want.
Yeah, Dimitri sold it to me. Like when we were talking about it.
Yeah,
it was just
Quentin Dupieux, the director of Deerskin, he's got a new film called Mandy Blues, and it's like about a giant fly and two brothers who are pretty special. So yeah, definitely worth a watch, especially if you watch Rubber. I love Rubber as well. He's a weird director, but he's cool. Question for Huss from Cookberg. Did Huss get his limited edition Withering With You Zavi set?
Coming in next month.
Next month.
You scab.
I do get worried every time I order from them. And it's not often. I think last time I ordered from them was like a steelbook for my daughter. It was The Incredibles.
Was it safe?
No, other than that.
Maybe they like extra package yours because you're such a Zavi troll online.
Yeah.
You never know. It's like, oh my god, we got to package it well.
Because he's gonna mug us off on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. God.
If I see a tiniest little scratch,
it
gives me an excuse to go hard on them. Because honestly, I wish I could do something. I'd find out where their warehouse is and just burn it to the ground. Put them out of business because they just do not deserve to be in business.
I think you might need just a glass of Lafroig. Get a little Lafroig in you.
I've got a nice bottle of Nika here.
Winning.
This one. You had this one?
Nope.
What's that one?
God, this one's almost finished.
Oh my god.
That'll you better finish that up tonight.
Yeah.
It'll start oxidizing on you.
Oh my god.
I've got 2 bottles that I don't even drink out of, which is the 12-year Hibiki and a 17-year Hibiki.
Yeah. I got a 17 in my basement too. I fear opening it.
Yeah. They stopped making it. It's just they only have the Harmony now.
Mm-hmm.
I just get little drops of it every now and then, like a little drop every day. Do it like that.
Whoa, yeah, finish it off. It was.
Oh god.
That's the Nika gone.
What else have we got? Kuckerberg said, I managed to grab a Withering With You steelbook from HMV a couple of weeks ago. At least the standard steel comes with the soundtrack. Pretty sweet. Dimitri says, for those who like Saint Maud, I'd strongly recommend His House. It's on Netflix. British social realism in horror form, incredibly effective, he says.
I was looking at that today. Yeah, it looks really good.
Okay.
Looks pretty spooky.
Is it new? Or?
Yeah, I think it was added today.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's from what I saw, it's like some refugees are sort of come over and they're looking for some housing or something, and they get put into this sort of council house and are told, you'll live where we put you, and it's all falling down, all dilapidated, and they start seeing things and hearing things, and it's a bit haunted, I think.
Interesting.
Looks good though.
Sounds cool. It's kind of weird, really, for like Halloween. There's barely any new like horror movies out at all. Like I know that The Craft Legacy came out, like the sequel to the 1996 cult classic. So I don't even know why that even exists. But I don't trust Blumhouse with reboots or anything like that anyway. But yeah. Kuckerberg says Jack and Jill would be a great Halloween viewing.
Have you seen the Robot Chicken did a little thing on Jack and Jill?
No.
Where Jack was actually Jill. And it was like Jill was his inside voice,
Oh god,
and he ends up slitting his throat from the horror of listening to this
hilarious.
girl. Like she died in the womb, but you can still hear her voice.
Fucking hell, man.
And he looks in the mirror, and it's Jill talking to him. Robot Chicken, they do some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Monologue says, please do it, Dion. Every Adam Sandler movie ranked. Watch this space, my friends. It might happen eventually.
I think everyone get him to do it.
Maybe I'll do it as like I don't know. I'll figure it out. I need the time first. Time is not my friend right now. Happy to hear all this Hoobie appreciation, says Dimitri. All Adam Sandler films rank literally. God, I don't even know how many movies he has. Picked up the new Enter the Dragon UK movie exclusive HMV box set from Pretty Nice for 25 quid. I didn't even know there was a HMV exclusive box set of Enter the Dragon. Did you? No.
I've got a copy of it, I think. No. It's not even my favourite Bruce Lee movie. I have the Dragon.
It's always the entry point, isn't it? I think.
Think Feel.
What? I didn't hear you.
Think Feel. That's this famous line from
Oh,
Dragon.
You're just breaking up in my ear for some reason. What is everybody's favorite Bruce Lee movie anyway?
Probably Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, same here, I think. I didn't own any of them until I'd always watched them, but I didn't own any of them, so it was a good excuse to get that Criterion box set. So I've just been sort of working my way through them. But yeah, I'd probably say Enter the Dragon for me.
Way of the Dragon, just for the Chuck Norris fight. Beginning when he's having all that soup. Chinese boxing, because the first time I watched it, it was dubbed, and it was really poorly dubbed. It's like, yeah, it was my first Bruce Lee movie as well. So maybe it's the nostalgia that's probably.
There's a lot of nostalgia with that though as well. They're all, I don't know, they're all entertaining, aren't they? Kuckerberg says, I own Attack of the Adult Babies on Blue. It's pretty good, worth a watch. Stiff Kitten says, the stuff case with artwork by Graham Humphreys of Attack of the Adult Babies is awesome. I literally cannot believe that this movie exists even, but yeah. Dimitri has a question for Carl. He's asking, have you seen Hazagusa, a German folk horror tale? I believe Arrow released it in the UK.
I have, yeah. I bought the Region A Blu-ray before the Arrow one had come out, so don't know whether to double dip or not, but yeah, really good film. That's like, I imagine he's bringing that up because it's a sort of folk horror, but it's great. Wasn't that the one that was? I don't know if they were like students, but it was almost like it may have even been they were like really. It was their first film, and they may have even been students. I think that was the one. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's really, really like just so atmospheric. If anyone's not seen Hagazusa and you like that kind of film, it's so good, so different.
Interesting. Stiff Kittens is saying The Witch is set in America. Is it? I haven't even watched The Witch in a long time.
Like Puritan, what are they called?
Oh yeah, they're Puritan. Yeah. Okay. Stiff Kittens also says you can find Strickland's debut on YouTube. I did not even know that. He hasn't made anything in a while. Kuckerberg says recently gave Midsommar another try after Razor Wire reviews is ranting about it. I actually really enjoyed the director's cut apart from all the anti-pagan propaganda. Great movie though. Hell yes, it's a fantastic film. Anybody love her Midsommar here or no?
Yeah, I liked it.
Have you seen the director's cut?
No. That 4K that came out, the one that sold out like in minutes, is that the director's cut on the actual 4K disc?
Yeah.
It is. No, because that's going for a lot of money now on eBay, isn't it? You're looking at some big bucks to own that now.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I didn't like it the first time I watched it. I thought Hereditary was so much better. I gave it a rewatch about 3-4 weeks ago, and yeah, I really like it now.
Okay. It's all about Florence Pugh. We've got a recommendation from Cinema Monologues. I'd recommend The Strange Color of Your Bodies, Tears, by the same directors of Amir and Let the Corpse Tan.
Yeah. That's more of like a sort of murder mystery type one, I think. But again, yeah, it's brilliant. They've done 3 great films, they have.
Then we've got Stiff Kitten says, I'm going hardcore, I'm putting peanut butter in my coffee.
Wow.
Even though Bruce Lee hardly didn't do any of his own stunt work himself in Into the Dragon, we got from Kuckerberg. Then Dimitri says, picked up Johnny Toe's Throwdown release from Eureka. Looking forward to finally watching it. What are your thoughts on Throwdown?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of his films feel a little different from a normal film, and that one revolves around like judo, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you never see judo as like the main martial art of a movie, and it's really refreshing to see. Because judo is like a really good martial art. You you never see it being used. I don't know anyone who uses it. Scout uses a little bit of it, but really poorly.
Kugelberg says The Big Boss is my favorite Lee. Enter the Dragon is my second favorite. Dimitri says big fan of Hazagusa here. Can't believe it was the director's final year uni project. Damn, didn't even know that. That's impressive. Premium Blu-ray says any love for Jim Cummings' new horror comedy drama Wolf of Snow Hall? Not really. I thought it was all right. Wasn't a massive fan, but
I'd like to see it. I love that. He did Thunder Road.
The Road,
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see it.
It's decent, but it wasn't what I expected it to be at all. And I don't know, he was kind of annoying in my opinion, but I know Premium Blu-rays enjoyed it very much.
So is it a horror comedy or just pure
horror, bit of comedy, then the usual Jim Cummings, like this is actually there's more of a discussion about you as a person and stuff in it, just like Thunder Road, dealing with grief and all this stuff. So kind of like Thunder Road, but meshed into like a horror type of genre. So yeah. Kuckerberg says The Nightingale was really good, apart from not having any UK Blu release, DVD only. Second site releasing it on Blu-ray, I believe. Ish. Have you guys seen The Nightingale from Jennifer Kent?
Yeah, I thought it was way better than the Babadook, personally.
It's crazy insane, I thought, but
I think I got a Blu-ray from Germany for that one. But yeah, there's like the obvious scene in that. It is pretty hardcore, isn't it? Although you don't like see it full on, it's still pretty.
She's good with her editing, isn't it? Like she knows how to weave it out. I'm intrigued to see what she does next, but she's an impressive director, definitely. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting movie. I still remember watching that at Venice Film Festival, and when a certain scene happens to one of the characters, they actually applauded when this person died, and it wasn't the villain though.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! And then at the end of our press screening, an Italian man stood up, spat on the screen, and called Jennifer Kent a bitch. Well, a slut. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you at that screening?
Yeah, Italians are really like crazy, you know. every time you go to a film, like every time I've been to Venice, there's always like anger in screenings.
So she was there. So she was there in
Jennifer
person.
Kent wasn't there, no.
Oh,
But,
right.
it was the night before the premiere, and then he just went. He stood up like literally in front of everybody and just spat at the screen and called her a slut.
Jesus.
Crazy. There was so much disrespect. Honestly, it was crazy. I think it was actually on the news the next day about it because he got kicked out of the festival because of it. Really bad. Really bad.
Top reviewer, or was he just like a?
No, he was like an Italian student, I think. But,
If he felt that strongly about it, it's pretty weird that he sat through the entire film, just sitting there, and then reacts like that.
He must have been like,
yeah, seething.
crazy, seriously, like it was just really weird. But they found out who it was, and then he got kicked out. So that was his own fault. Really bad. Special. Stiff Kitten says it's time for me to leave. This is the way. Very nice. Bye. Oh yeah, there was a question earlier about Borat 2. Does anybody want to talk about Borat 2?
someone seen it? I saw it.
Yeah. So
I like the first one.
I haven't read any of the. I know there's all this controversy about this scene with what's his name? The
Giuliani.
yeah. So is it actually? Is it real? Is that scene completely real, or have they sort of got someone else in for a bit of it, or?
No, I saw it. It's definitely Rudy Giuliani, but he was just tucking in his shirt. It even looks like he's tucking in his shirt. I didn't think anything weird was going on.
I don't know if you've like heard anything about what Baron Cohen did, but like they actually had to build like a mini hideaway inside the wardrobe in the hotel room before the filming. So they set up the room and everything like that for it, and then he had to like hide inside this like little cupboard, and then he had a phone and he had to wait for a text message to come out and confront Giuliani. So literally he had to wait for like, I don't know, a couple of hours until it happened, and then he just bursts out. It's absolutely bonkers. Because obviously the other one that I found interesting was that he actually lived with two, Republicans in a house for 5 days and didn't break character. That's crazy. Like absolutely freaking crazy.
Pretty hardcore, isn't it? So with that scene, then, how I can't remember now. How did they end up in the bedroom? What? Because they were doing the interview, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, they were drinking whiskey, weren't they? And then she was like, "Would you like to finish your drink in the bedroom?" And
so
then
even that though is damaging, isn't it?
He taps her on the hip, right, and then says, give me your address and your phone number." I think he asked for.
He looked overly friendly with her, but I mean, he wasn't trying. I don't know. I don't think he was obviously keen on her, but I don't think he did anything. No. I mean, the most shocking thing is when he went into the RNC dressed as the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh yeah,
straight through, and no one said a word to him.
Crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
It's pretty cringy stuff, isn't it? When he's talking to people about his daughter wanting to have an abortion and things, and then telling them that it's basically his, and it's pretty. People just don't know how to react, do they? They just don't. I think they're just that gobsmacked. They don't know what to say and do.
I don't think it's as funny as the first one. The first one was hilarious because it was just so. I think he wasn't trying as hard. I think this one was like he tried really hard to push it that further step to really be shocking. But I think that one it just didn't. It seemed so much more natural, and it's like he just gives them a little bit, and then they come out with like all the people that he's talking to come out with all this stuff. Yeah. But I mean, the second one, I think he is trying to get the person that is in the scene with him to really react to it, the one that's not involved in it.
Yeah,
I think the girl that plays the daughter is pretty impressive though. Like, for you to have to like keep a momentum with that guy is crazy. But
Have you seen it, Eric?
No. I thought the first film was just okay, so I don't think I'll watch the sequel. I have a list of to watch movies that's so long right now. That's on like my low priority list.
it was all right. Like I liked it quite a bit, to be honest. Like it was entertaining, but yeah, it's definitely a bit out there. It's definitely not as bad as Robert Zemeckis' The Witches. That was freaking garbage.
I'm a fan of the original. I watched the trailer for the new one. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. Life's too short.
The transformation scenes are like quite gruesome, but it just doesn't have the same feeling as when Angelica Houston, when the years and you know what I mean, and it just doesn't have the same feel. It's all CGI heavy and everything. It's just, oh god, yeah, it's just shit. I don't even know why they make it. Like, watch the Rogue one. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, it didn't need a remake.
Sorry? Yeah, it didn't. But that's the thing with like any Roald Dahl books. Like, they all just get made now. They're CGI heavy. There's no like. It doesn't feel like anybody really gives a shit what they're doing with the books. Like, I grew up with the books and I love them, but they're all just. I think the last like Roald Dahl adaptation I actually liked was James and the Giant Peach. Probably that's in like 96, 97.
Not Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, right. Okay, I like Fantastic Mr. Fox a lot, but I just still don't feel like I don't like the Americanization of it.
Mm.
For me, it's British. Do you know what I mean? It should be British, but I do like it quite a bit. But it just doesn't. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like a Roald Dahl either. Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. It's fine. What else we got? HMV have completely dropped all the Eureka indicator titles from their stores now. That sucks. Says Kuckerberg. I didn't even know that.
Really? What's that?
HMV sell food now.
What?
Yeah. Like you can buy like American like food for extortionate prices and Japanese Kit Kats as well. You have to pay like £4 for a 4-finger Kit Kat with like wasabi.
Nice.
Matcha. Yeah, your standards. Japanese flavors. Yeah, I don't get it, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's all about pop culture, isn't it, more than anything else? Cinema monologues. No more spitting on screens in this post-COVID world.
Yeah.
Exactly, my friend. Kuckerberg says, I did manage to drop by my HMV a few weeks back, though, and picked up an out-of-print Hammer #1 indicator blue set for £60 just before they dropped selling the whole line. Pretty nice. I actually got the last detail, the limited edition from HMV Liverpool. And that's like out of print allegedly as well. But yeah. I have another question as well for you. Out of all like the monsters in like Halloween, so we talk about mummies, werewolves, vampires, witches, Frankensteins. What is your like favorite like monster? And like, not, I would say universal monster, but like if you have like a favorite kind of monster and you watch like most films of that kind of creature, what is it? Vampires.
Yeah, I love witches. I love witches, man. We need more witch movies, man.
There's a lot, isn't there?
Like real legit, like witch with a cauldron. I'm talking real witches. You know what I mean? Stirring the cauldrons with the black cat. Like you never see that anywhere.
It's weird, isn't it?
The cat and she's on a broomstick and she flies. Like if I were to make a movie and I had a budget, that's one that I would make. I'd make it like almost like a Sleepy Hollow-esque, but it would be focused on like witches and stuff.
Yeah,
he's got a point. There is no witch movies that get made. You know what? The Witch was the last one.
Yeah,
but like before then was probably that Oz movie, wasn't it?
Oh God.
Mm.
Yeah. For you, Al?
Yeah, I'd say vampires as well. I'm not like drawn to like vampires as such, but when I look back at all the films that I love, a lot of them just happen to be vampire sort of ones. You've got like Nosferatu, you've got like Bram Stoker's Dracula, and what else?
Twilight.
And You got First. There's
Vampire in
there's quite
Brooklyn.
a few. Yeah.
But even like the comedy vampire movies, like What We Do in the Shadows,
Yeah.
I think they do that really well because even the TV show they've like reference vampire movies.
Mm.
Do you watch? Have you guys seen the TV show?
Yeah, I like the show. It's quite good.
Yeah.
There is a good vampire film on Netflix right now called is it Vampires versus the Bronx on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen it advertised. I've not watched it, but yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
good. I think it's pretty like it's kind of like old school and it's kind of like ideas. It's not too bad. I thought I was pleasantly surprised. Kuckerberg has a good point mentioned here. Suspiria is full of witches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more so in the Guadagnino version, but I think the witches are a bit more in the background in the Argento, aren't they? But Suspiria is a great Halloween film, though.
The original.
Both.
Might watch the new one.
I've had a hankering to watch it again, but I would pay big money to like watch the last, the ending scene in the basement, I think, when we see Mother's when we see all. I love the ending of the movie.
Yeah,
but it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But,
So have you not seen the remake Us?
No, I've seen it.
You have.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah.
And I really like. I mean, I really like Tilda Swinton. I think she's so underrated because I think she's one of the best actresses working today. She's phenomenal. But I don't think she gets the recognition she deserves because I think she's really that good.
Yeah.
A lifetime achievement award of the BFI earlier this year because Bong Joon-ho came over, didn't he, for it?
Yeah.
Your best mate.
I don't think the US give the US awards. She got BAFTA, but she's not won an Oscar. She had won but is it Best Supporting Actress or something?
Is it Elizabeth? Maybe.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
I watched a film with her a few months ago called I Am Love, and she's like acting in like 3 different languages, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, no, she has. I think it's maybe I'm gonna get this right. Oh no, Michael Clayton. She got it for
Best Supporting.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like her. How about then? Favorite Universal monster. Which is your favorite Universal monster film?
Black Monster from Black Lagoon.
Yeah, same creature for me, definitely.
I'd probably go Frankenstein.
I just watched all of them this month.
Oh yeah. Did you watch it in chronological order?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
I'd say my favorite movie is the first Invisible Man film because then the movie gets pretty insane. But then the sequels are kind of again to like a lot of comedy genres. So I think, man, if I had to pick one actual monster, probably Frankenstein.
Yeah, nice. I do like the Phantom of the Opera Universal movie. I like the reveal. It's just really good. But what we got here? I like monster movies, so we'll watch most of them. Save Zombies because I'm a wimp with zombies, says Nazarene Prod. Kuckerberg, the whole Mother trilogy would be great Halloween viewing. Argento's Mother trilogy, of course.
Yeah,
definitely. I think Guadagnino was tempted to make a sequel to Suspiria, but I don't think he made enough money for it to get one. But it is what it is. And he's now remaking Scarface, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't know why. Kuckerberg says Mother of Tears with Asia is good schlock. Then Cinema Monologue says love James Whale's Frankenstein. Invisible Man is great too. Yeah, fantastic. And also, they're not very long films either, are they?
No.
No. Like, what are they, about 70, 80 minutes, if that?
The average runtime is about 70 minutes, I would say, for all the films.
And you can't fault that really. It's have you got him a box set, Eric? Or
Yeah, I got the 30 movie box set.
nice. Nazarene Prod says Bride of Frankenstein is my favorite.
Yeah.
Even some of the sequels, like what's another one? Dracula's Daughter, I thought was neat. Because she's almost like a protagonist in or like a half protagonist. And then Son of Frankenstein was cool. Yeah, so there's some cool ones.
You know they're remaking all the is the new Invisible Man, is that part of it? The one that
it was never intended, but it is.
Okay.
So has it like rebooted already though, or are they still including like Tom Cruise's The Mummy or is that gone now?
Yeah, they're trying to make it more realistic now. Because Ryan Gosling is playing the Wolfman, right? So they're going for it apparently.
And was it Russell Crowe that was going to do? Was it Dr. Jekyll and?
He is that in the Mummy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Right. It's all like gone.
So he's not going to carry on and do his own.
Well, not that I know of, anyway. Like Johnny Depp was meant to be Invisible Man, right? I think.
Yeah, I remember now.
So it's a bit weird. I've got a soft spot for Universal's Van Helsing, though. That's trash with Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
I remember finding it watchable back in the day, but yeah, that's definitely it's definitely trashy fun, so to speak.
If you watch it now, though, like the CG is.
Oh, I mean, the CG was terrible back then. Even I noticed.
Very true. Oh God,
it was like two blobs just like slamming together.
So bad.
Were you all fans of the Hammer horror when they started doing all the sort of Dracula, Frankenstein, their own versions?
I'm a fan of the Christopher Lee Dracula.
Yeah.
Mixing a bit of Peter Cushing in it. I've never watched any of the Frankenstein ones.
Yeah, Frankenstein ones are good too. Yeah, I watched a bunch of those last October, and I liked them so much. I bought a bunch of them, and then I bought like 2 big Hammer sets. They're like total like 30 movies, and I gotta watch all those like probably next year. So I really dig their style and the recurring actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's always interesting how they always had repeat players like in all their films. I kind of like that kind of idea of it. But, it's been a while.
I watched Plague of the Zombies. Have you seen that one? Yeah, that's quite a good one. I just sort of found some lists of like some of the best Hammer horror ones, and I saw that one was coming up quite a lot. So I just sort of went out and bought it. It's really good.
Vincent Price is in some of them. He's great too. I love him.
Yeah. It's not Halloween without Vincent Price, is it? That voice.
I love his voice.
Yeah. Cookerberg says, finally got around to watching One Cut of the Dead this week. Great fun comfort movie. Hell.
Oh, yeah. How that movie came from nowhere and just like low budget, but just was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we'll have a movie like that for a while. A movie that just blows everyone's expectations.
Definitely. So it's like with special actors, like I kind of forgotten about special actors recently as well now. Kind of.
I liked it, but
it was good,
but yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to like match One Cut of the Dead as your next film. To be like, how do you match it?
You probably gotta just go in a completely different direction because special actors had like the feeling of it with the script writing. He's just got to scrap that and just do something complete. I think he's got to do something like completely different.
Cinema Monologue says, I think everyone at Universal is trying to forget The Mummy. Yeah, very true. Very.
Did it not do well financially?
No.
Bombed,
Oh,
but
wow.
really badly. When the reviews came out, because they said, "Oh, we'll do early reviews for it," and the early reviews came out, and it just died a death. Like, I was in Italy when it came out, and I went to watch it because it was boiling there one day, and I was like, oh, I can kill 2 hours. And I was like, shit the bed. I was like, why the fuck did I just go watch this? Vacation.
Well, instead of trying to give it the universal feel, they just ended up giving it a Tom Cruise feel, didn't they? And it just didn't fit.
Bizarre. Doesn't make any sense. But that's why you see it in Poundland for £2 now.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Cookerberg, Last House on Dead End Street is a great trashy watch. I've not actually seen that one. Anybody else?
No.
There's so many movies with that kind of title. I got one right back here, and I don't even remember the title of it. It was the last. I just bought it. Last House at the End of the Street, which is different. It's a different one than this, but it sounds exactly the same.
God.
So I don't know. I probably haven't seen that one.
Then Cinema Monologue says, love the Quartermass films from Hammer. You can speak to Nazar and Prod about that bad boy. Kiss the Vampire of the Vampire by Hammer is good. I would agree. Has anybody else seen Kiss the Vampire?
No.
It's not a part of the Dracula series, right? It's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Cookberg, I love lots of the old Something Weird DVD titles. Some great slept on classic trash on that label. Some pretty silly prices now also. I remember picking up a really shit DVD for like £1. And it was called El Chupacabra. And literally, if you obviously know the legend of El Chupacabra, you know it's quite a sinister thing. But like literally, this horror film consisted of like a beast that was like the size of like a beaver. It was fucking awful. Like, absolute garbage. Don't do it. If you ever find it, don't do it to yourself.
Have any of you guys heard of or seen a film called Antrim?
I've heard it, I've not watched it.
It was just it came out a week or two ago on DVD only in the UK, but I think there's a Blu-ray release from a few months ago in the US, and it's been like advertised as like the deadliest film ever made, and it's like a film that was made in the 70s that was lost for years and years and years, and it's been refound, and this is the footage that we're seeing or something. And I think that's a bit sort of folk horror-ish. But yeah, I just wondered because I saw it in the supermarket for like £7, so I thought I might try it.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I'm intrigued by it, but I've just not. It's kind of gone off my radar a bit. But what else we got? Cookbook. They had lots of Bond Blu-rays in Poundland at the moment. I picked up like 5 007 titles last week. Even though I'm not a huge Bond guy, that thought I'd give them a go. Fair enough.
Is Daisuke still doing his Bond thing?
I don't think he is. He's doing horror at the moment.
Oh,
I don't know how he has the time to make so many videos, man.
He's got 2 kids too.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But he has a commitment that I could never match, ever.
I don't think he sleeps. I think that's how it goes. He just doesn't sleep.
You don't think so? Jesus.
The pace that his channel has grown is crazy. It's just like probably one of the fastest growing channels I've ever seen.
Have you seen Elliot Cohen's one? That's like over 8K now as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, he only like restarted properly after during lockdown. He's gone from like 2K to like 8K.
Wow.
Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
It's taken me from 2016 when I first started to now to get 2,000, and I was on it. Like I used to do it weekly and like twice a week, and I think that's probably why my channel's not grown significantly, because I'm not on it every day or every other day. I mean, Graham, how he
Yeah.
manages to do a video every day. But Erik, you do it quite regularly as well.
3 a week. They're kind of short though. Usually, occasionally I'll do a long one, but
Because do you do Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, or like Hong Kong?
yeah, and then a spattering of like Indonesian now and again and stuff. Filipino. Yeah, it's a little easier for me because I just go right to I'm watching the movies anyway.
Yeah.
And then that's how I kind of do it. Is I'm like, what do I feel like watching this week? And like maybe I'll do a review of them. That's how I kind of do it, and it's just easier that way.
Yeah, the way I do it is if I get a stack of Blu-rays, I'll go through them all and then do a video on all of those that I watched. So I try to watch if I've not seen them before, try and go through all of them and watch them. I mean, I've got a stack of Criterions to watch, and I've started buying some of the Eclipse collection because there's some really good titles in there. Some which like I've waited so long to go on Blu-ray that I've given up, and I've just said, "Sod it, I'm going to get the Eclipse collection." And even though they're on DVD, the picture quality just looks amazing. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's just like I've got a really good like upscaling receiver, but it's just they look really good. So I mean, I don't mind. It's a movie that really counts for me. I don't care if it's on Blu-ray, DVD.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, a lot of the Hong Kong stuff I have is just garbage DVD releases that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, when I go to my mum and dad's house and I look at, I've still got VHSs of Hong Kong and Korean cinema, and then I look at, I've got ton of DVDs of Korean titles. VHSs of anime is just ridiculous. I went in the UK when we used to get anime in the 90s. It wasn't even like the lovely family type anime. It was like all the sort of like the crazy dark stuff, like your Rocky Dodgy and
Wicked City, Ninja Scroll,
Fist of the North Star, the really violent stuff. Now I'm buying anime for my daughter, and it's just like I got one the other day. It was like Birthday Wonderland. It's completely just changed. What is coming into this country now, and into the West compared to what was coming into the West before.
Oh well, actually, to parlay that, I watched 2 anime this week. Kind of ramping down my horror stuff because I'm getting burned out. And I watched 2 from Masaki Yuasa this week. The guy who did Mind Game, The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. He does a lot of weird,
I love that.
weird stuff, and he's one of the best directors out there. So I watched, what is it called? I got my little list here. It was on, Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken is the name of it. And it's about these 3 characters, high school kids, who make an anime. You know what I mean? And it goes through like their process and how they want to make the anime, and like they travel into like the world of the anime that they're making. And it was really good. There's some websites saying it's like one of the best anime series of the year. And then the other one I watched from him was Japan Sinks 2020, which was good, but not as good as the other one. So those are 2 that are worth checking out from Yuasa.
Yeah, Walk On Girl was brilliant. I thought that was like one of the best animes for like recent years.
Yeah. He's a very odd director, but he's very creative, I like him.
Like Netflix has got loads of anime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get on that because most of the year I just don't watch any because my YouTube channel just takes up the time that I used to spend watching anime.
Yeah.
So now I got to
My daughter's really gotten into anime. I mean, she's 6 years old. I was watching Dragon Ball Super with her because that's on TV, and I sat up and watched Baki with her. That's like really like violent, but she absolutely loved it. It's ridiculously violent. But
that's what I gotta watch. It's on my watch list.
Yeah, I really recommend that for anyone. Baki.
You do let her watch Friday Night Dinner as well, so
I let her watch whatever she wants. Really, she knows what language to use, where she won't. Well, I won't tell her off. Because if like the teacher gives me another note saying that she said this and that in school, she knows she's going to get into trouble.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
the snitches get stitches one was quite funny.
It's like snitches get stitches, bitches. I don't know where that came from, and it's like apparently they said it in Secret Life of Pets, but did they really say bitches in that?
Wow.
No way, man. That's funny.
Hey, the English dub to Cyber City Oedo is just a classic. Have you seen the Cyber City Oedo anime?
No.
Watch it with the English dub. It's got the most vulgar dialogue you'll ever hear in any anime.
Yeah. Do you know? This is a movie that they need to make as an anime. It's from Katsuhiro Otomo, who did Akira.
All right.
There's talk of them doing a live action version of this. Because I think that Akira can't really be made into a live action. I think this is really good. If anyone can get a copy of that, that is really good reading.
Are you getting the Akira 4K set?
I'm oohing and ahhing about it. I might do, but I don't know. Yeah,
It's tempting.
Hey?
It's very tempting.
Yeah, I mean it's being shown in all the IMAXs, isn't it?
I'd love to see it in IMAX, but
yeah, same here. Just the sound would be amazing.
On that screen as well, man, that would be crazy. But never know. Yeah, I'm tempted on it, but
yeah. I mean the way they animate light in that is just stunning. I think I haven't seen anything that good up until Your Name and Garden of Words, because I think that's taken it to a different level of animation style. But Akira up until
the other one that I think still holds up, a lot of people don't like it, but I love it anyway, is the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children film, which really still looks good. I just watched it again this year. I'm like, man, this movie still looks like it was made yesterday.
I know. It just looks so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
You really got me into thinking about watching a bit of anime now.
That's what I'm going to be doing next few months.
I might watch a horror anime, something like Devilman.
Yeah, Devilman's good. Very good. What else have we got here? Cookberg says, I wish 88 Films would hurry up and put Untold Story with Anthony Wong. Classic Cat 3 sleaziness will save me having to buy the US and Earth Films Blue.
They did announce it.
Have they?
They announced it, but not given a date. They said they're going to release it.
Also says, wouldn't mind watching the new Herzog flick too. Yeah, it's not bad. Interesting.
Which one's that one again?
The Family Romance LLC. It's not bad. Kind of forgotten about it, but I have watched quite a lot of movies this year. Recently watched Akira in IMAX Cineworld, you fucker, before they closed down all the theaters here. What an incredible experience that was. I can imagine it was. The world we experience. Ghost in the Shell would be amazing in IMAX. I hope I get a bit of experience that on big screen as well.
I saw the Ghost in the Shell live action at the IMAX.
Yeah. Did you just cry inside?
Yeah. Part of me inside just broke.
Ghost in the Shell was the first ever press screening I ever went to.
Really?
And I was like, kill me now.
And it's really good source material.
Yeah, I like the design. I like the like the whole lay of the land of it. It's just.
I like the music as well.
I have watched it a few times though.
I only watched it the once, and I was like, you know.
Like, do you like Lucy? Lucy's terrible as well from Johansson.
I think Scarlett Johansson is so wooden.
The only performance I've liked is Marriage Story. It's the only one I like. And now I'm
yeah.
like, now I can't say she's terrible because everybody's. Did you see Marriage Story? I'm like, yeah, she was really good in that. And then yeah,
Ghost World. She's amazing in Ghost World.
Under
they
the
used to-
Skin.
Sorry?
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin. Yeah, that's another one.
Eh.
She's very wooden in that, though, when you think about it, I guess.
They used to say the same thing about Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
and I think John Wick really just
Changed him, yeah.
changed it because he is phenomenal as an action star. I never really saw him as much as an action star from The Matrix, but John Wick, he's just. It goes to show he's really trained up in like his jiu-jitsu, his stand-up, and like the way he just does the gun stuff. Oh, it's just I think he's.
The weird thing about Keanu now is like his career path has gone the positive way, and like what Nicolas Cage attempted. Like Nick Cage tried to be like this action star, and he toppled over big time on him. But like Keanu did it right, I think. So it's
I still like The Rock though. I like The Rock with Nick Cage. Yeah, that's pretty fun. But I agree with you. He did some weird ones too. Like what was it, Knowing or something like that, or some type of weird yeah.
So many weird films. Like was it Drive Angry? Another one.
What's the one where he turns into a skull face?
Ghost
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Oh god.
And also the is it in National Treasure?
Yeah.
He has those little weird spells in that where he just goes ballistic.
Sorcerer's Apprentice as well.
Yeah. We'll
I liked Mandy though.
Oh yeah, man.
I liked him in Mandy. Yeah, I did like him in Mandy.
I would say post what 2000s. I would say Kick-Ass, Mandy, and Color Out of Space. Those are the three main ones I really liked from it. And adaptation, of course. But,
well, we'll see what he's going to be like in the new Shion Sono.
Yeah, whenever that happens, man.
That's good. That's just got madness written all over it. Like Shion Sono, Nicolas Cage.
And
put that together, it's just like, what the?
Did you see him in that one called Mom and Dad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've not seen that.
He went full Nicolas Cage in that one. He has a fight with a snooker table. He goes crazy.
God. I think once Wicker Man came out, then you knew his career changed big time. That's when it changed, I think.
Remember what family he comes from?
Well, yeah.
The Coppola family. So it's like, that's mad.
Yeah, it is.
I think he's they've all done pretty well. I'm talking about Jason Schwartzman, Talia Shire. Even
even Roman Coppola writes screenplays for Wes Anderson.
Yeah,
they all done quite well, and then he's the black sheep.
Yeah.
Well, he got into his problem was I think he got in too much financial trouble where he was just taking nonsense roles just to stay afloat.
He at one point he had the largest comic book collection in the world, allegedly.
Oh, the guy who outbid Leonardo DiCaprio for a Tyrannosaurus Rex head has the greatest comic book collection? I wouldn't believe that.
What a shock. Apparently he paid double the value of Superman #1 off somebody just because he wanted it. That's crazy, man. But, everybody's saying Vampire's Kiss is a great Cage flick. It's been a while since I watched Vampire's Kiss.
Not seen that one.
No, but yeah, okay. Okay, I've got one more question. We can call it a night if you want. If you had to pick one horror film that you think that nobody else has seen in this quartet of fine gentlemen, what would it be for Halloween?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Puss just screwed me up because he saw Miss Zombie. That would have been mine.
That has been added to my list after you put that in the chat last week because I was like, okay,
I got a different one, huh? Oh, have you guys seen The Boxer's Omen? You haven't seen The Boxer's Omen.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, darn it. That's right.
Yeah,
That doesn't count. Let me keep...
Um,
Darn it.
I was going to say one, but I know Eric's seen it. That's Grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say it because it's not got a release in the UK. It's been banned in the UK. So I didn't think that Carl and Dion would have seen it. But it's available on YouTube.
I need a minute here just to look at my...
Everybody's having a think now. It's amazing.
There's one that just came out on Malaysian DVD with subtitles. I saw it. It's called Hell Girl. It's an adaptation from an anime. It's from last year. It's a Japanese film, and that one's pretty interesting. You basically if somebody really wrongs you and you want them dead, you call Hell Girl. She sends them to hell, but then you go to hell when you die. So it's a film about it's actually a lot better than you might think it is. It's a pretty cool flick. So I'd recommend Hell Girl from last year.
Cal?
all I can think of really is I watched two about 2 weeks ago. One of them, it isn't the best film, but it's a brilliant story, and it's called The Cured. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's Ellen Page is in it, and what it is, there's the usual zombie apocalypse, but they find a cure. So what happens is everyone has this antidote, whatever it is, I can't remember, injection or something, and all the people then that were infected come back to being normal again, but they have the memory of everything that they did. So you've got people that have like killed their own parents, or so it's like so then it's dealing with like a brother and sister. The brother was turned, comes back, and he's killed the parents. Can the sister forgive him even though he had no control over it? Or it's sort of dealing with the post-traumatic stress of it, you knowing and remembering everything that you did. You know, you can visualize it all, remember everything that you've done. Can you live with yourself knowing that you've killed your family members or your friends or even your own children? And it's it's pretty it's a good film, but the story was brilliant.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What's...
I was going to say grotesque, but I know Erik has probably seen it. Onibana, have you seen that, Erik?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
This is gonna have a problem, maybe, because that's my bread and butter. That's all I do is watch every Asian horror film I could find.
Yeah, most of the horror movies I've seen are Asian. Yeah, listen, give me a stream where Eric's not on it, and I'll probably give you like 10. Damn you and your Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, just look at my Excel. Is there any new ones you've seen though? Because sometimes I'm behind.
Do you know what I saw the other day? I thought it was okay, and but I know, even though you've probably not seen it, I know Dion's seen it.
Oh.
It was Get the Hell Out.
Oh yeah, did you watch it?
Yeah,
And
I thought it was okay. I thought it was quite fun.
Yeah.
It's a Taiwanese zombie film.
Oh, I've seen some ads for that. Maybe I'll check that one out if I can.
No, it's worth a watch. It was at TIFF, I think, and then it was at was it Leeds International Film Festival? Was it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So.
But I'll tell you the horror movie. Well, the film that I've loved the most that I've seen the past few weeks was Miss Zombie. I honestly think that's the closest thing to perfection I've seen in a while. It's really that good.
Yeah, it's in my top 5 probably Japanese horror films of all time. Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking at that the other day as well, and I was thinking, I'll have to check that out.
Is it just a DVD of it, right?
No, there's a Blu-ray. It's so beautifully shot as well. Yeah. Like I bought it and I want to rewatch it again. It's just absolutely stunning.
Interesting. Well, you have tempted. Like after last week, I was like, okay, I'll give it a go, but I've not had the time to watch it yet. £21.
Yeah, on Amazon, it's quite pricey.
It is, isn't it? Goddamn fucking anyway. But yeah, if I was to recommend you a horror film, it's from 1991, and it's called The Boneyard. And it basically, I'll read you the synopsis. Children turned into zombies wreak havoc in a coroner's building with a burnt out psychic, an experienced cop, and 2 coroners to stop the madness. And all I'll say is that there's a demonic poodle in it.
Oh my!
It is one of the weirdest B movies I've ever watched. So, yeah, give it a go if you want to. We've got here Nazrin Bros asks, have you seen Island of Death? Yes, I have seen Island of Death. Anybody else seen it? Pretty fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Murder set pieces or Nutbag would be my choices. Low budget trash, but definitely worth a watch. Love Oily Maniac says Cinema Monologues. Definitely Nutbag. I doubt anyone of you fine chaps have seen that one. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Yeah.
It's awful, literally zero budget, but it's comically awful and hilarious at the same time. Freddie says, thank you for your Halloween recommendations, Huss and Eric. I thought Miss Zombie, along with First Whispering Corridor at the KL sale. Cookerberg says, subconscious cruelty. The Wind is awesome, says Cookerberg also. So, plenty of recommendations for everyone. I think, are we good? Or does anybody have anything else to continue with?
I think we're good.
We're good. The man has spoken.
I know Erik could go on longer.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give him the satisfaction because it's like what time is it over there in New York at the moment?
6:30.
6:30.
You got plenty
PM.
of watching or anime watching now.
Yeah.
What are you going to watch now? You going to watch anything?
Ooh. Actually, on my docket tonight, there's a Timo Tadjanto, or no, who directed it? I think it was Timo Tadjanto. One of the Mo brothers came out with a sequel to that witchcraft movie he came out with a few years ago. May the Devil Take You. So I might do a double feature of those, and I watch the first one again, and then watch the sequel.
I love those guys. Well, they do like really good action movies and really great horror movies. It's just like
Timo said he wanted to do a sequel to The Night Comes For Us, but he can't find anybody to give him the money to do it.
He'll just say he'll do it as a graphic novel.
I wish I was a billionaire. I'd just give him freaking $10 million bucks, tell him to make it.
The first one, he said he wasn't even going to make a movie. He was just going to do a graphic novel.
Yeah,
and leave it at that.
Yeah,
but
I guess we're just thankful we got the first one, right? Because it never was supposed to be made.
No. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming on. Thank you, Carl, as well.
Oh, thanks very much.
Subscribe to these guys' channels. The links are down below. Please subscribe to them. I always love chatting to these guys as well. It's just absolutely fantastic to have them on. Till next time. I think next month. Unless something happens.
I would say. Would you agree if we went into another lockdown, we'd just go back to weekly?
We go back to weekly. Yeah, if it goes into lockdown.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
I think it's on the cards.
Yeah. It depends on what happens on Tuesday for America.
Yes.
I got booby traps out. I got all kinds of. Maybe I'll summon a witch to protect me, and then I'll be good to go.
To be honest, it's kind of weird in the UK that they're waiting to make this Brexit deal, pending on what happens in this election on Tuesday. It's crazy.
Because Biden said he's not going to do a deal unless we sort out that other thing that we've done that could affect the relationship between Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Blood going down, lads. Oh well. Anyway.
Yeah, it's all but see what happens. Anyway, guys.
Good luck.
On that note, yeah, good luck.
Thanks for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for joining in the chat, guys. It's always brilliant. It's nice to have another horror conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, till the next one, until we all do videos again. Take it easy, guys. See you later.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.